Did I just find the perfect bike for the Marvel Legends retro carded Ghost Rider? Hello and welcome back to Jacob's Toys. Please do like, share, subscribe and all of those things. All support to the channel is very much appreciated. Now, the Marvel Legends retro carded Ghost Rider is by far the best Ghost Rider figure that we have had to date by Hasbro, and it really is an awesome figure. In my opinion, it stands head and shoulders above previous Ghost Rider figures that we've had. However, there was one massive thing missing despite the amount of accessories that we got with him. Now, the same as a lot of collectors, I was scouring the internet looking for bikes that we could put with this figure that would work as a decent kind of substitute, that would look good on display and in action figure photography, etc, etc. And I came across this. This is the Tamiya Yamaha XV1000, or 1000, sorry, the Virago. Now, ironically, this is the same bike that my old man had when I was a kid. So as soon as I saw it, I was kind of like, that's my dad's old bike. So straight away, it got me interested. So I was kind of like, actually, that potentially could work. Now, this is a model kit, so it doesn't come fully assembled, and you can't fully tell exactly how big it is compared to a figure when you're looking at it. But either way, I thought, you know what, I'm going to jump in, I'm going to give it a try. And I must admit, I wasn't disappointed. So because it is a model kit, it doesn't come like this. It comes in blacks and chromes, and you have to paint it in order to get the finished look like this. But because I was going to put it with Ghost Rider, I wasn't worried about painting it the reds and the golds, and I thought I'd leave it black. So the kit arrived. It is 1/12 scale, a 1/12 scale model. So theoretically, it should size up okay. But because it was the bike that my dad had when I was a kid, there was definitely a nostalgic element to it. And I was kind of like, you know what, I'm going to take a gamble with this and I'm going to see if it works. And if it does, happy days, because then Ghost Rider is riding around on the same bike that my old man used to ride around on when I was about 10, maybe even younger. But either way, this is a little homage to my dad for the bike that he had when I was younger. So let's jump straight in and take a look at it. Now, as you can see from the outer packaging, it looks pretty cool. It looks really quite smart. But when you open the box, this is what you're met with. There's 3 plastic sheets of various tiny little parts. There's a chrome sheet, there's a black sheet, there's 2 tyres there, there's also a grey sheet. Now, the instructions are very daunting indeed, but when you actually take some time and have a look at them, they're quite straightforward. It took me a couple of hours to put this together. You're going to want a craft knife, you're going to want some super glue, and you're going to want a lot of patience. But the end product looks like this. This is the bike unpainted, unkind of finished. It's just how it is once you've put it together. And I'm really pleased with it. There's movement in the wheels there, the handlebars turn. I didn't put the wing mirrors on. I decided to leave the wing mirrors off, and I've not stuck any of the transfers on, like the decals. So I've not put the number plates on, or the dials on the dial, what are they called? On the heads, I can't remember. But anyway, let's have a look at him next to Ghost Rider. So it scales quite nicely. I think it looks quite good, but when you actually stand the figure next to it, kind of on first impressions you think it's a little bit small, but when you actually think about it in context, this was about the size of the bike, maybe slightly smaller, but not a huge amount. I remember my dad being able to stand up and kind of walk it along, holding onto the handlebars, and you know, that's pretty much what you can do here. He can stand there, and without much manipulation, he can hold onto the handlebars while it's standing up. Now, it does come with a stand as well, but I've not actually put the stand on it. Annoyingly enough, I snapped it when I was taking it out of the plastic sheet, so I'm going to have to rely on Ghost Rider to stand it up. But what I have figured out is if you put Ghost Rider sat on the bike like this, and you have his feet flat on the floor, you can hold onto the handlebars and it stands up quite nicely. And when you put it at an angle like this, it actually scales really well. I think that it works. You know, there's very little to complain about. Now, the Marvel Legends bikes are obviously a huge amount bigger, whereas this is a lot more realistic. This is a more realistic scale of motorcycle for a 6-inch figure. Not anywhere near as big as some of the bikes that we've had with the Rider series, but I think for realism it works really nice. And I think my favourite kind of angle is definitely this, where you're looking at the headlights of the bike. You can kind of turn the handlebars a little bit like that. But I'm really pleased, really pleased. And considering it's not like a Harley Davidson, a lot of people think of like the big kind of Harleys when it comes to the Ghost Rider figures. I think it works really nicely, and it's relatively cheap to pick up as well. As I said, it takes a couple of hours to put together and a lot of patience, but
overall I'm really pleased, and I've not had to paint anything. This is as it looks coming out of the kit, out of the box. So if you haven't got any model paints or anything like that, you can put it together. Now let's have a look at him in a photograph. Here he is with some flame effects around him. These are the Tamiya flame effects, I think, and I've just got a light behind him there, and I've used some kind of haze in a can as well to create that kind of smoke look behind him. But I think it looks really awesome. I really am pleased. Here's another angle, and again the same setup, so the Tamiya light flame effects around the wheels and the light behind him. But overall I am really pleased, and I think this is a great substitute for Ghost Rider's motorcycle.
I think you can see from the photographs that it does actually look quite cool. As I said in the video, it is very intricate and it's very fiddly, and it does take quite a little bit of patience putting together, but you can pick it up for quite cheap. The nice thing is Tamiya as well do a whole range of different bikes and cars, and they vary in price. You can pay as little as kind of £10–15 for one of the kits, right up to a few £100s. So do have a look. They're available on most sites like Amazon, eBay, etc, and pick the bike that you think works for you. But personally, I can definitely recommend this Yamaha. I think it works well. I think you can tell from the photos that it looks all right, and I'm quite happy. I'm quite happy with that as a substitute, and until we get an official one, this is going to be the bike that goes with my Ghost Rider. Thank you very much for watching, tuning in, and all the rest of it. Please do like, share, subscribe, and all of those things. All support to this channel is very much appreciated. Until next time, I'll see you soon.